Hello, everyone. This is Dan Wisenhunt at Decaturish.com. Just letting you know that we are having a little technical issue. We hope to start very, very soon. Give us about 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the September 22nd forum for the Stone Mountain mayoral candidates. I'm your host, editor, and publisher Dan Wisenhunt. Our candidates for mayor that are joining us today are Andrea Redmond. Andrea, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Beverly Jones. Beverly, how are you today?
I'm doing well, and how about yourself?
Cannot complain. And Eileen Smith, how are you today?
I'm good, Dan. How are you?
Great. So the way this is going to work is each candidate is going to have 3 minutes to make an opening statement and 3 minutes to make a closing statement, and you're going to have 3 minutes to answer each question. Some of these questions have been submitted by residents. Some of these we've come up with ourselves. If you're watching us on Twitch, you can sign in and give us a follow and put a question in the chat there, and they'll be able to get to that as well. Candidates, we didn't have a chance to go over this beforehand because we are having some technical difficulties, but I will be keeping time. When you get about 10 seconds away from the 3 minute mark, I'm going to be holding up my finger like this so you know to kind of put the period on the end of that sentence and pull that thing into the driveway so we can move on to the next question. If you have been appreciating our forums, gosh, we've done a lot of these, 14 in all. Please visit supportmylocalnews.com, and that's where you can sign up to become a paying supporter of the Tucker Observer and Decaturish. Free news is not free. Sending reporters to meetings costs money. Hosting a website costs money. Keeping the lights on costs money. Everything that we do costs a little bit of money, and you can sign up for as little as $3 a month and give us an assist so we can continue to provide these opportunities for you to hear from the candidates. So, with that out of the way, we're going to begin with our opening statements, and I'm going to let Andrea Redmond go first. Andrea, you have 3 minutes to make your opening statement.
Basically, I am running for mayor because a lot of people have asked me to run for mayor. At this time, at 6 o'clock, there are about 4 churches in the city of Stone Mountain that are saying prayers for my meeting tonight with you. Stone Mountain is my home. I see the problems that we have. I know we need a city that works toward unity. I want to see this more than anyone else.
Thank you. Is that your whole statement?
That's it.
Okay, great. Beverly Jones, 3 minutes for your opening statement.
Thank you. Well, the reason why I'm running for the mayor's office is because I feel like I have a strong voice, but more importantly, I have passion, and this is my calling. I am a minister by trade and a counselor, and I feel like that I can listen to the voice of the people. I feel like my voice is strong and I can communicate and be an advocate for policies and fiscal responsibilities. And I really want to make a lives in the citizens of Stone Mountain. I want to make a change. I want to give it a new face, a new direction. And I feel like that I'm the person that can do that. I'll always put concerns first, citizens first, and our community first. But more importantly, I will ensure that all citizens are heard and respected. And I've been a member of the community for over 20 years. And I patronize all the churches on Sundays. And I feel like that with change, I can make a big change. And more importantly, I have a city that's a better place to live, to work, and to just play.
Thank you. Eileen Smith, 3 minutes for your opening statement.
Thank you. I have lived in Stone Mountain for 17 years. It's not very long compared to the large majority of residents in this city, but I had a very nomadic life growing up as a child and continued that as an adult, and it had never lived anywhere more than 3 or 4 years. So the fact that I've lived in Stone Mountain for 17 years just kind of blows me away some days. My granddaughter wrote me a letter after I had told the family that I was going to be running for mayor, and she said, "Grandma, why are you going to run for the mayor of the city of Stone Mountain?" And I told her, "Shelby, when you see things that you don't like going on, instead of sitting around and complaining about them, you need to stand up and need to be willing to do something." So I'm willing to stand up and do something. I want to help move this city forward. I want to be a good ambassador for this city. So I am excited about the prospect of being the next mayor of Stone Mountain.
Thank you, Eileen. And just so we can go, and I know this is going to come up in our questions, so I want to go ahead and get this out of the way. Your husband is running for city council, yes?
He is. That is the elephant in the room.
So what do you have any comments you want to make about that? Do you think that's going to affect your ability to work cooperatively? How do you think that's going to affect you as mayor if you were elected and he is elected?
We've talked about that a lot. Me being mayor and the duties of the mayor, I only am allowed to cast a tie-breaking vote if in the event there is a tie on the council. But the city council runs the city. The mayor does not. The mayor runs the meetings. The mayor does have some other administrative responsibilities, but I've never been able to tell Ryan what to do. And he makes up his own mind. We don't agree on everything in our lives and in politics in particular. So he'll go his way and I go mine.
Andrea and Beverly, do either of you want to weigh in on that or make a comment about that before we move on?
And that question again was how.
I was basically asking Eileen it how it would affect her if she's elected, if she's serving alongside her husband along the city council. I was just wondering if that's a concern for either of you as candidates, if it's something you're talking about on the campaign trail.
Well, I do feel that it is a concern. It might be a concern on certain issues that being a mayor and a council member, if that was to happen. So I can see citizens' concerns. I can see council concerns. And, we just kind of hope that that's not the case. But if so, I do feel that it might impose some problems down the road.
Andrea, what about you? Or do you have any concerns about it?
I think that the Smith couple are known for trouble. So therefore, my citizens are telling me that it will just continue. So this is nothing new.
Eileen, would you like to respond?
I find that interesting, but no, I have no comment. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to our first question. We're going to start, and just for the benefit of our viewers, what I'm going to try to do is allow a different candidate to lead off on each question. And so we're just going to kind of rotate that. So a different candidate will get to answer first, second, third, and we'll go round and round until hopefully we give everyone a fair shot at answering first. So because Andrea led off our opening statements, we're going to start off our first question with Beverly Jones. Beverly, the question to you, and you have 3 minutes to answer, is Stone Mountain City Council seems to spend a lot of time arguing over routine matters and appears to have a backlog of projects that need to be done. As mayor, what will you do to get the council to work together and accomplish its goals? 3 minutes.
Well, I am a people person. I do know some of the council members that's presently there. And I know that they want the best for the city. And so as the mayor, first of all, we have to make sure we get competent people in there and people want to work as a team. And so the mayor does run the meetings. And I will ensure the people of Stone Mountain that we will have a strong team of working together and working out some of the issues. First of all, we got to put the people first and then put the personalities on the back burner. And that's part of the problem. Too many personalities and not enough forethought for the people.
Thank you. Eileen Smith, question to you. Stone Mountain City Council seems to spend a lot of time arguing over routine matters and appears to have a backlog of projects, of things that need to get done. As mayor, what will you do to get the council to work together to accomplish its goals? 3 minutes.
Right. I think running the meetings is key. I think limiting some of the conversation in the meetings. We have had issues where we've had council members and citizens hijack the meetings and then just go completely off topic in their process of getting their point across, I suppose. So we need to move on. We need to have limited amount of discussion for each topic. We need to make decisions. We need to move on arguing over items that are already in the budget, and just approving the payment to be made and spending 45 minutes doing that is just ridiculous.
Thank you. Andrea, I see you were able to get the camera working. I'm so glad for that.
Yeah, I did.
Good deal. So the question is to you next, and the question is, Stone Mountain City Council seems to spend a lot of time arguing over routine matters and appears to have a backlog of projects of things that need to be done. As mayor, what will you do to get the council to work together to accomplish its goals? 3 minutes.
Because I am an educator and I am a retired school teacher of 30 years. I know how to keep control of the situation. I know how to address the issues at hand. I also have mutual respect for all of the council members, and I would expect the same from them. We have many decisions to make as a city, and we need to move forward on everything that we are doing. So therefore, as I've always done as a teacher and also as a council member, I believe that we need to move forward every time we meet. We should not be discussing things over and over. I'm a type of person that I make a plan, I stick to the plan, and you move forward. And that's the way a city should operate also. This discussing, this arguing needs to stop.
Thank you. Next question, we're going to start with Eileen Smith. Eileen, the mayor currently can only break tie votes. What issues do you anticipate will be the most divisive in the next 4 years, and how will you work to build consensus around those issues? You have 3 minutes.
I think the issues that have caused the most division in the council are probably going to continue to do so. Trying to get the council together with the DDA, which is the entity that they seem to have the most problem with and we have the most division on, I think is going to be important in getting them to understand each other and to have a common focus so that we can move on past some of them. We do have a lot of budgetary concerns. We do have a lot of issues with taxes. Those discussions will take a long time. There's nothing else that we can do with that. But I think, again, if we run into roadblocks and we have issues where we can't get any agreement and it continues over and over, that there needs to be additional meetings just with those committees and those groups just to work out those differences.
Thank you. Andrea Redmond, same question to you. The mayor currently can only break ties. What issues do you anticipate will be the most divisive in the next 4 years, and how will you work to build consensus around those issues? 3 minutes.
Okay, when I was on the council in 2017, I signed off on our SPLOST funds. This has been contention among the council members after I left office, and it has not been resolved. I will take the SPLOST funds. I will review the budget. Of course, we need to move forward with things that we've already voted on. We need to move forward. Our infrastructure needs improving. We have stormwater damage. We are a city that basically started running in the basic sense of modern age, maybe about 60 or 70 years ago. A lot of homes were built in Stone Mountain. We were a very, very active hub of DeKalb County. Those things are old now. We've got to get a better handle on our infrastructure. Now, this means that we need to use our SPLOST funds appropriately. We need to get our construction done in a timely manner, and we need to move forward with more projects because we've got another SPLOST fund that could possibly be coming in the next year.
Thank you.
We've got to finish our 2017 by 2024, and that's what I plan to do.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off earlier. My apologies. Beverly Jones, same question to you. The mayor currently can only break tie votes. What issues do you anticipate will be the most divisive in the next 4 years? And how will you work to build consensus around those issues? 3 minutes.
Well, first and foremost, when I become the mayor, I'm going to have a meeting with the council members and see that before we get up there in front of the people, that if we can iron out some of the issues in terms of personalities and conflicts, that's first and foremost, that's bothering the citizens in the city of Stone Mountain, that they feel that if we can't work together, how are we going to work for them? And so I think that I want to bring them together. We have to be a team. Some of the issues with divisiveness is taxes. In our municipality, we have the highest taxes in the county. And so a lot of the council members are concerned about that. And
Hello? Beverly, did we lose you? We might have lost Beverly Jones. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and move on. And if we can get Beverly Jones back, we will see if we can get her to finish her answer to that question. So the next question is going to be for Andrea. Andrea, the city recently reported a low vaccination rate among its employees. Do you think the city should require all employees to get the COVID-19 vaccine? You have 3 minutes.
Yes, our city manager is in charge of the CDC guidelines. She is presently working towards getting all of the employees vaccinated. However, it comes down to a personal choice. We do have city council members that are not vaccinated. We have many different reasons why people are not getting vaccinated. I believe you need to take a leadership responsibility. She's doing everything as far as CDC guidelines. However, she does not push the personal choice to make everyone 100%. I feel like in the future with these different variants, it's going to be a must that we get all of our employees vaccinated. And I hope that the citizenship will also do the same thing.
Thank you. Beverly Jones, are you back with us? You're still on mute, I'm afraid. Are you with us?
trying to unmute.
Okay, great. So I wanted to give you a minute to wrap up what you were saying about the last question, which was the city recently reported a low, about tie votes and what issues you think will be the most contentious and how you'll resolve that. So I want to give you a minute to do that, and then I want to give you your 3 minutes to answer the question about vaccines. Is that okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Yes, I was talking about how our citizens elected us to support them, to represent them. And so we have to put on our city council member mindset. And like I said, stop all the contention about things of low and no merit. And hopefully we will have a new city council that can work together. So I'm hoping for that we all can work together. We don't have to agree on everything. Yes, people are going to have difference of opinions. It's how we comport ourselves when we get up there in front of our 6,000 citizens.
Thank you. Okay, and the next question that Andrea just answered, and it's the same question for you. The city recently reported a low vaccination rate among its employees. Do you think the city should require all of its employees to get the COVID-19 vaccine? 3 minutes.
Okay, well, I think that what the city needs to do is first and foremost, we need to encourage everyone to wear a mask, get vaccinated, and practice social distancing. Now, we have our police force, we have public works, and they are amongst the people. Many organizations and corporations do mandate different vaccinations, such as flu shots and TB shots. And I think that in time, when people learn to trust the system, that they will trust the vaccinations. We want our citizens to be whole. We want them to be healthy, and we do not want them to be super spreaders. And so, how we need to confront that is with education, to get them educated, to let them know what the repercussions are if they do, and what the repercussions could be if they do not. We want our city to be safe, not a hot spot for this pandemic. So I think that, continuously educating them, bringing in workshops, setting up clinics, and I think that eventually that everyone hopefully will come around, and we wouldn't have to make them go out and get vaccinations. They would want to go out for themselves, for their families, and for the citizens of Stone Mountain.
Thank you. Eileen Smith, same question to you. The city recently reported a low vaccination rate among its employees. Do you think the city should require all employees to get the COVID-19 vaccine? 3 minutes.
The short answer is no. But I do agree with Beverly that if we educate the people who are not vaccinated, maybe they will understand that it's safe. There are plenty of people out there, including myself, that have been vaccinated with no ill effects. I know there are some rare cases where there were, but again, with education, I hope that they would be able to make a good decision and decide to be vaccinated, since they do have so much contact with our public.
Thank you. Okay, the next question, we're going to start with Beverly Jones. Beverly, the council recently voted 5-1 to reassign 53,000 of 233,000 allocated for renovating the historic train depot. Do you think the city should continue to fund this project, and why or why not? 3 minutes. This is for Beverly Jones. I think we might have lost Beverly again. We're going to come back to Beverly. Eileen Smith, same question to you. The council recently voted 5-1 to reassign 53,000 of the 233,000 allocated for renovating the historic train depot. Do you think the city should continue to fund this project, and why or why not? 3 minutes.
I think the city does need to continue to fund this project. I know that money has just been temporarily moved and it's going to be brought back, but the historic train depot is important to our city. It's, one of the many monuments we have, but it could be a wonderful event center if we can finish the renovations there. And the grants that we have that are allotted for that do need to be used for that. And I hope that we can get going on those projects again very soon.
Okay, let's back up and ask Beverly Jones the question again, if you could unmute your microphone. The question is, the council voted 5-1 to reassign about $53,000 of the $233,000 allocated for renovating the historic train depot. Do you think the city should continue to fund this project, and why or why not? You have 3 minutes.
Well, I think the idea is good to renovate it, but is it unnecessary spending at the moment since our millage is so high? So we want to do responsible spending. And so we want to have a direct plan. So when it's time to spend money for it, what is the direct plan? There's so many ideas and suggestions as to what it is going to be and what it should be. So we want to be fiscal responsible. We want to stabilize our taxes and the citizens. And I think that one other thing that we need to do is that we need to be out there. Our city manager needs to be out there trying to get more, bigger, and better grants. And so therefore, it won't be a burden on the city. It won't be a burden on the taxpayers. but I think that something must be done. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. I mean, you look fabulous sitting in front of that building. So, but something needs to be done. And a lot of people have suggested to have a museum, put in that building. So I think that whatever we do at the appropriate time, I think is going to be a great project, but we do not want to burden the city of Stone Mountain.
Thank you. Andrea Redmond, same question for you. The council voted 5-1 to reassign about 53,000 of the 233,000 allocated for renovating the historic train depot. Do you think the city should continue to fund this project, and why or why not? You have 3 minutes.
Yes, the historic depot is a very big part of our city, our history, and our heritage. There are plans, there have been plans for a long time that we wanted to make the depot a community center. We want to have activities during the day. In the evenings, we want to invite civic organizations, anybody that wants to come and meet in our historic depot. Now, we also have two sides. We have two buildings. So one right now has already been renovated, and it is now basically offices in our visitor center. You're right there in front of it now, Dan. And that was $360,000. It's a lot to renovate an old building like that. On the other part of the building is where we want to have the community center, where people can go and even teach classes. It's a very, very wonderful building. However, it will take money. Where's the money going to come from? Yes, we have tried to allocate funds in our budget for this, but also I am a grant finder. As a teacher, I was always trying to find grants, and we have some grants that we can put money to the depot with this grant money. Now, we have to have a plan. Once again, it goes back to something like our infrastructure. You have to have a plan, and then you've got to develop that plan and go for it. But there's a lot of grant money out there, and we need to do everything we can to save our depot. A museum is one of the plans too. I know I visited in Mississippi and Louisiana, and I've seen all of their museums, and I want to copy some of their ideas. And they had beautiful historical homes, just like we've got. And I think it would be just spectacular and a real drawing point for visitors to our city.
Thank you. Eileen, the next question, we're going to start with you. Can you tell us what improvements you would like to make in each of the city's 4 parks and what the timeline for those improvements would be? You have 3 minutes.
Well, the citizens have spoken to the Parks and Rec Committee. They had a survey. The citizens spoke about what they wanted in each of the parks, and they wanted playgrounds and walking trails. And our Parks and Rec Committee is working towards making those things happen. So I agree with the majority of the citizens in their decisions that we should move forward with this list. It was read again last night at the council meeting. We're not going to get young families with children in this city until we build some more playgrounds. We currently only have one nice playground and a partial playground in a second park. Walking trails are always nice for any family. We do those things with our grandchildren. So bike trails, those things. But bathrooms, the citizens have said bathrooms, of course, are important too when you get out there in the away from your home. So I think Parks and Rec needs to be given the authority to do what the citizens have requested them to do and to move forward.
Thank you. Andrea Redmond, can you identify what improvements you would like to make to the city's 4 parks and what the timeline for those improvements would be? 3 minutes.
Yes, right here I have a plan for McCurdy Park, and I have added the bathrooms that we need so badly for McCurdy Park. I also am having a plan drawn up for Leela Mason. One of the requests has been that we have a flat walking path around the baseball field so that our seniors can go over there and walk in a very nice level area. Those are the plans that I have for that. Now, for Medlock Park, I've done a lot of cleanups over there. Medlock Park, yes, it needs updates and it needs a new. But another thing that Medlock Park could do is there's a whole lot of acreage there. And so my plan for Medlock Park is to have a natural walking path like we do in several gardens around the Atlanta area. And I have a company that will do that. And we will do native plants and shade plants, so we don't have to cut down any trees, but it will be a natural path, go back into the woods. We have about 10 or 20 acres there. So it would be a fantastic addition to that park. We always need a playground that is kid-friendly and family-friendly. And so with McCurdy Park, you know, our playground burned a few years ago. And so I want to reinstate a nice playground there. We have a lot of apartments right there. And I want to have a much nicer but safe park playground at McCurdy. We've done the repairs at Mason. We've got to add some playground equipment at Medlock Park. And then also our tourist director, Kim Cumbie, she had a plan for the VFW field. It was fantastic. So I hope that all 4 of the parks that we have in the city can be better. And I am not afraid to get out there and work and do whatever it needs to be done to get these things done for the city. And we already have some grant money that we have allocated for the parks. So I think it could be a done deal.
Thank you. Beverly Jones, same question to you. What improvements would you like to see at each of the city's 4 parks, and what is the timeline for those improvements? 3 minutes.
Okay, for each of the parks that we have, and actually have 5, we will have, the VFW, that is one that is considered a park. But each park has its own distinctive personality. And in the past, when I was on the Stone Mountain City Council, we actually made money from the parks. We rented out some of the parks for different schools and different programs, for baseball, for basketball. So what my plan is, first and foremost, we must be safe. We must use safe products. We must use safe equipment and walking trails, bike trails. Those are things that will attract a younger flow of individuals. Parks can be very serene and spiritual. And I think that we need to have a park that is just a nature park. We also had one of the parks on Ridge Avenue. And what we did is we used that for festivals. And it was a huge hit, having people. And it also brought in hundreds of people into our city, having these festivals. So I think that we need better equipment, and the ones that we presently have, we need to improve the bathroom facilities and make them safe and clean and secure. And some of the things, and even one of the city council members, she said that her son was just elated with a new basketball goal that he can do a three-pointer on. Yeah. And so equipment, the timeline, I think that before we make a commitment and just step out and say, we're going to do it in a year, we want to make sure we have the funding and that to do this, make sure we have people that will assist. Again, I'm very concerned about not putting undue burdens on the taxpayers, but parks is good for everyone. It will keep our citizens and especially our youth out of trouble, and they'll have something to do. And more importantly, parks are good for health. And like I say, people who want to walk around, they can feel safe and healthy. So that's my plan.
Thank you. I just want to commend all of you for doing so well and keeping your answers under 3 minutes. You're doing great on time. Haven't had to stop anyone once. It means we can get to more questions, so that's a good thing. Andrea, we're going to start the next question with you. The city has one of the highest millage rates in the county. If you are elected, what would you do to lower taxes and diversify the city's revenue streams? You have 3 minutes.
Okay, basically right now, our millage rate is 17.818. The city manager said that she thought we could manage the budget with a 17.818 millage, but I am thinking, yes, the budget that we have right now, we could manage, but we really get in there and cut the budget. And then that way we can lower taxes. Now, we do have 12 tax-based revenues already in the city. We do not have to add sales tax. We do not have to add income tax. We have 12 ways of the revenue coming in to the city. We really need to look at the budget. If you understand the way that the budget is divided, the larger portion of our budget is going to administration and staff. And so we really need to look at that and see if there's some way that we can cut the budget, keep our citizens safe, keep our city moving forward. But that is going to be an extensive look that I have when I become mayor, is to go through. I did this when I first got on the council with Gary P. He and I sat for 4 hours. He was the city manager. I was a council member. We sat for 4 hours and went through the budget and changed things and meticulously tried to understand where the money was going. And I believe that the citizens definitely need to know where everything is going, but we really need to look at it thoroughly and make the cuts that need to be cut.
Thank you. Beverly Jones, same question to you. The city has one of the highest millage rates in the county. If you were elected, what will you do to lower taxes and diversify the city's revenue streams? You have 3 minutes.
Well, what I would do first and foremost is look at the budget and see where it's going. Again, if we can slice the budget by unnecessary spending. We have a lot of projects going on. The city is burdened down with trying to take on some of the other projects that is going nowhere, projects to nowhere. So we need to streamline the budget, find out what we need to cut, what we can live without, but still have a thriving city. So some of the projects that we have, what can we put them on the back burner until we get this budget stabilized? We have a city of elderly people, retired people, and some of them are living on a fixed income. So we cannot afford our budget or our taxes to increase at all. And so that's what we need to do. If it's administrative, if it's projects, we need to look at it and not continue to spend money that we do not have or put the taxpayers in a higher tax bracket in terms of having to pay out money that they don't have.
Thank you. Eileen Smith, same question to you. The city has one of the highest millage rates in the county. If you were elected, what will you do to lower taxes and diversify the city's revenue streams? You have 3 minutes.
Well, the city's revenue streams right now, 75% of the city's income comes from the residents. 20% comes from commercial businesses and 5% comes from public utilities. We need to increase that commercial revenue stream. We need to fill some of the vacant storefronts downtown. We need to get other thriving businesses in our city so the balance that's paid by our citizens is less and we have more commercial income coming in. I'm sure there are things we can do with the budget, but I do know that our city manager watches that budget like a hawk. She's very meticulous in making sure that we don't spend money unnecessarily. Of course, she does all of that at the behest of the council. But again, I think we do primarily need to change our revenue streams and increase the money coming from other areas so the citizens do not have to shoulder the burden.
Thank you. And we have a question from a viewer, and we're going to start with Beverly on this question. I'm sorry. Yes, Andrea?
Yes, and I wanted to also say, yes, I know that we do have a city manager that watches the budget, but I'm also interested in planning and developing in the industrial area, technological area, medical sector. We have 0% medical facilities in our city.
Okay, thank
we
you.
Need to build some of that.
Thank you. We do need to move on. Thank you so much. We're going to start the next question with Beverly, and the question is from a viewer, and the viewer asks, "Can each of the candidates give an example of how they will increase revenue in Stone Mountain in their first year in office?" And we'll start with you, Beverly. You have 3 minutes.
Okay, increase revenue. That's something that everyone wants to hear, I'm sure. I would start off with our commercial businesses. We need more businesses in our city. And so that is one of the things that I would start off with. We have a lot of people, and we can model other cities with their mixed use development, where people can come in, work, live, and play. I think that when we start our city to grow, people will come. And so we also need to do marketing, a lot of marketing. So we need to build up the businesses that's presently here, so we can have an influx of revenue coming into these businesses. And again, that will raise our revenue as well. I also think that branding, that's something that we can do as well. We need to have a brand, something that makes us stand apart from the rest of the cities in the town. So I think that those three things is a start for us to increase our revenue.
Thank you. Eileen Smith, same question to you. The viewer asks, can you give an example of how you will increase revenue in Stone Mountain in your first year in office? You have 3 minutes.
I think we need to look at our ordinances. The newest restaurant we have in town, Cherokee Rose, it took them a year to open because of working through all the red tape in our city. We have ordinances for a reason. I understand that, but I think we need to do some streamlining with that. I think if we can get these businesses opening quicker, that would increase our revenue stream. We have a DDA and a new director of our DDA who is actively pursuing trying to get other businesses into the city. And there are several that are hesitant because of our ordinances. So I would like the council to sit down and work with planning and zoning to get those things streamlined to allow businesses to open much quicker and easier.
Thank you. Andrea Redmond, can you give an example of how you would increase revenue in Stone Mountain in your first year in office? You have 3 minutes.
Yes, the development of our downtown is key to unlocking the exciting opportunities. If we can fill all of the stores in our downtown with useful businesses where our citizens will come on a regular basis to our businesses downtown, it will begin to build. And then I would like to also encourage industrial. I've already spoken with a medical facility organizer that wants to bring a clinic, hopefully a 24/7 into the city. And I will also use my business experience with media technology and getting the word out there for our industrial and technological businesses to come in and hopefully set up shop in our businesses, in our properties. Now, I have been a member of the Stone Mountain Business Association. I'm also a member of Pride Rings in Stone Mountain, and I care about bringing jobs to Stone Mountain. So another thing that I would also like to do is work with the Georgia Military College. I would also like to work with Georgia Perimeter and Stone Mountain High School to cultivate a work talent pool that would encourage any industry to come to Stone Mountain and set up. We've got to bring the businesses in to create that commercial tax flow, revenue flow. And I think that we've just got to work with a lot of people. We've got to get the word out there. I'm talking with the DDA director now, and she and I both agree. She is talking with so many people now, and we're trying to get them that have home businesses to come on into the city and set up with our properties here. And if it means that we need to grow a few more businesses, and I support all of the businesses in our town. Every month I go to each one of them. So I think that it is doable to create a revenue by building industrial, technological, and medical facilities.
Thank you. So the next question, we're going to start with Eileen. And Eileen, the question is, in your opinion, who should be responsible for managing the city's contracts and keeping an eye out for cost overruns? You have 3 minutes.
Well, our city manager is doing that now, and I think she's doing an excellent job. And she does, of course, all of that at the behest of the council. But I would like to be able to help her do her job. I don't think she's getting a lot of assistance right now. So I would like for that to be a partnership if and when I'm elected mayor of Stone Mountain.
Thank you. Andrea Redmond, same question to you. In your opinion, who should be responsible for managing city contracts and keeping an eye out for cost overruns in the city of Stone Mountain? You have 3 minutes.
Hasn't been done in the last few years, but I do believe that the city manager and the mayor and the city clerk could be a team that could work in analyzing all of those costs and find out what we need to be able to have a better budget, to have our better contracts, and bring in better businesses with that.
Thank you. Beverly Jones, same question to you. In your opinion, who should be responsible for managing the city's contracts and keeping an eye out for cost overruns? You have 3 minutes.
I think the city manager, she has been doing that and keeping the city afloat with what we presently have. I also think that the mayor should be in partnership with her in overseeing the contracts. And I also think that the city council should have a voice in that as well. But ultimately, the city council and the mayor.
Thank you very much.
City manager, pardon me, city manager and the mayor.
Thank you very much. Well, that was a quick answer to that. So we're going to start the next question with Andrea, and this question comes from a viewer. The viewer asks, how would you clean up trash in the city so that people can take pride in Stone Mountain? What would you do and when? You have 3 minutes.
You are asking Miss Cleanup right here. I have had several cleanups in the park. I have joined forces with cleaning up Medlock Park. We had a basketball tournament. We had about 2 cleanups there. I joined forces with Michael Glenn of the Atlanta Hawks, Daquan Jones, which is a Stone Mountain High School alumni like me, and he is also an NBA player and also the founder of the Jet Jones Foundation, and David Dorban, who is the founder of the Effort Foundation. And we had many cleanups at Medlock Park and all along the streets. Right now, I am presently working with the city manager on a cleanup initiative program. I am part of Keep DeKalb Beautiful Incorporated. I'm the parliamentarian of Keep DeKalb Beautiful Incorporated. I've been a member of that for about 6 years. I've helped Michael Thurman with his programs on cleanups, and that's what I do. If you come into Stone Mountain on a weekly basis, you will at least see me cleaning up my area of the city. But we are going to make it even bigger and better. Like right now, for me, when I have a cleanup, I have to go to DeKalb County and I pick up the bags and the jackets and the picker-uppers. Our city manager wants to make this part of the city. So we will have the trash bags for any community that wants to have a work day. I also would like, when I become mayor, to have quarterly mayor cleanup days. This would mean that cleanup would occur in communities. I've formed community watch groups, and I've helped other communities, other neighborhoods begin a watch group. But we can do the same thing with cleaning up. Just designate a Saturday for the mayor's cleanup, and every neighborhood should have the bags and everything that they're going to need to be able to clean up. But I also want to go a little bit further with community aids to help with our elderly and our women that are not able to repair some of the things on their house. I would also like to do that. I started Yard of the Month when I was on the cleanup crew for DeKalb, Keep DeKalb Beautiful. So I would like to do that too.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Beverly Jones, same question to you. How would you clean up trash in the city so that people can take pride in Stone Mountain? And what would you do and when? You have 3 minutes.
I would do it as soon as possible when I become mayor. In the past, I have worked on the City of Stone Mountain Cleanup Day. I worked with DeKalb County, and at the time, the CEO was Burl Ellis. The city provided trash bags. They provided the pickup, T-shirts, water. It was a cleanup day, but everyone got out. They enjoyed it. They met the neighbors. And so how we want to keep our city clean is make sure that we have proper trash cans allocated in the right places. We have a relatively clean city where people aren't throwing trash around, but we want to make it even better. And so continuing with this cleanup day that we have had in the past was very successful. We also went a little farther, and we had some beautiful plants for people who just wanted to put some plants in their front yard. So not only did we have a cleanup day, but we had a Stone Mountain cleanup and beautification day. And I think that that's something that we can do again. But again, everyone enjoyed it. They enjoyed the camaraderie of seeing your neighbors and helping out your neighbors. And again, I would work closely with Home Depot and other organizations, DeKalb County, to not only clean up the trash that we might have or debris, but let's plant some flowers and let's see our cities and our community flourish.
Thank you. Eileen Smith, same question to you. How would you clean up trash in the city so that people can take pride in Stone Mountain? What would you do and when? You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Community cleanup days work. They're a lot of fun. They don't happen often enough, though, to keep the areas clean like they should be. Our public works department right now is understaffed. They're understaffed because we can't pay enough to hire people to be part of the department to help keep the parks restrooms open and the parks clean. I would like to see local businesses sponsor the parks in different areas of town and be responsible for cleaning those areas. But we do have some pockets where we have some issues with trash, but for the most part, even when we have Tunes by the Tracks on Friday nights in the municipal parking lot, when everyone leaves, they take their trash with them. Our residents are very good about picking up after themselves and picking up around the city when they see things going on. But I'd like to see some sponsorships for cleaning certain areas, such as people that sponsor certain sections of roads where they do regular cleanups.
Thank you. And we are at the end of our forum. The time has just flown by. We do want to be respectful of everyone's time. We know everyone's very busy. So we're going to give each candidate 3 minutes to make a closing statement, and then I'm going to have some closing remarks, and we're going to wrap things up. So we're going to start closing statements with Beverly Jones. Beverly, you have 3 minutes.
Well, again, I want to thank all the citizens out there that's watching us tonight. And I just want to say thank you, sir, again, for putting this forum together. And I just want to say good luck to all of the candidates that's out there working hard with great vigor to be victorious. I pray that everything will go well. I pray that I will become your next mayor and that I can thrive, build up the city and make it thrive, bring in new businesses. I know that I have the tools to do it. And I am the kind of person that I'm very approachable. I believe in diversity. I believe in listening to the citizens and putting them first because they're our most valuable asset. I look forward to seeing everyone at the polls on November the 2nd. And I'm looking more and more forward to seeing our city grow, thrive, and new businesses come in. Thank you all and have a good night.
Thank you. Eileen Smith, you have 3 minutes to make a closing statement.
Thanks, Dan. I want to meet everybody in the city. I'm on a campaign right now to knock on every door in the city between now and Election Day. There's about 2,000 doors in the city of Stone Mountain, and I want everyone to know who I am. I want them to know that they can contact me at any time, and I want them to know if they contact me, they will get a response. They will not be ignored. So that is my primary focus. I want to make sure that when I'm elected mayor, that employees of the city also respond to citizens' requests and information that they are looking for. So I look forward to meet everybody that I haven't met already. And if I don't get to your door soon enough, you can contact me through probably one of your neighbors who already has met me. Thank you.
Thank you. And Andrea Redmond, you have 3 minutes to make your closing statement.
Dan, thank you for this forum. I would like to thank all the citizens that are out there watching. I appreciate your questions. I appreciate your faith in me. I appreciate support. As mayor, you all know me. I will be at the front lines of innovation. I created the farmers market, tunes by the tracks. I have done cleanup initiatives. I am not afraid of hard work, renovating and restoring our city. I can work with people across the spectrum to create a more inclusive and economically strong city. I know that how we work is just as important as what we do. And I want to work mutually respectfully with everyone. You all know my roots are grounded. I grew up in Stone Mountain and I love the city of Stone Mountain. I will focus on lifting people up and achieving real results for my hometown. As a mayor that's a thinker and a doer, I will fill the potholes, I will grow the economy, and I will provide the needed services to the citizens that I love. The role of mayor of Stone Mountain is more than a job to me. You all know that. It is my home. I have always loved Stone Mountain and the people in it. Always. And I know only together can success be achieved. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to all of our candidates for joining us tonight. Thank you also for your interest in public service. I like to say this at the end of every forum. You know, local government is the most important, impactful government that we have. And for it to work properly, we need people like the three of you who are willing to step up, put themselves out there, and commit their time to doing that, to serving your fellow citizens. So thank you all for your interest in public service. We had a great viewership tonight. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being invested enough to make time to watch this and ask questions. If you don't already know, the election is going to be November 2nd. Early voting is going to be October 12th. You can find all of our coverage about Tucker, Clarkston, and Stone Mountain elections at tuckerobservervotes.com. Again, that URL is tuckerobservervotes.com. Our next forum is going to be tomorrow, September 23rd at 6 p.m., and it's going to be the candidates for Stone Mountain City Council Post 4. If you appreciated tonight's forum, if you appreciate local news in general, if you appreciate the Tucker Observer, if you appreciate knowing what's going on in your community and not having to pay to get it from behind the paywall, there's a link right there to supportmylocalnews.com. I encourage you to please go visit that. It's going to give you support links to provide financial contributions to both Decaturish and Tucker Observer. We need your help. We need your help to continue to provide the news that we're providing. It doesn't come cheap. It's something that we care passionately about, and it doesn't work unless it's a collaboration with the community. So we hope that if you enjoyed getting to hear about this tonight and you're enjoying all of our other forums, that you will please go and visit supportmylocalnews.com, and even for as little as $3 a month, you can support us and help us continue to bring you the news that you care about in your community. That is our Twitch show for today. I want to thank all the candidates again, thank our audience, and we will see you all tomorrow at 6 p.m. Bye-bye, everybody.